So I'm down in the bilge of the boat. And I have a truly first world problem. So the engine will not start. It's a fueling issue. It's a little diesel. It's a little 1983 raw water cooled 2-cylinder Yanmar, 700 cc's, 13 horses when it was new. It's probably 8 now. Actually, it runs okay when it runs. Just this winter, I would come down here every couple weeks and run the engine and just make sure the lines were good. And then one time it just didn't start. And it's like, ooh. And of course I didn't deal with it immediately. I thought it was just a bleeding problem. It was cold, it was wet, it's dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. So I put it off. That was bad. So it probably, I bled this numerous times, the fuel system. And I was assisted, the little lift pump is just a joke. It's just so weak. So I put a bulb on like the outboards use. That works awesome. And I put a Raycor 500 fuel filter on here as well. So it had been running well, but since it stopped, I can't get fuel past the high pressure injection pump. So up to the injectors on the cylinders, which tells me there's an issue with the injection pump. Now the injection pump hasn't been made in 20 years, as the engine hasn't, and it is $1,000 for a new one. So again, this is a first world problem. It's like this is a little luxury to have this boat, and I've had it for 20 years, and I'm just the second owner, and the engine has generally just run great. Sometimes there are little glitches with it, but it's pretty amazing. So I called up some mechanics, and they all said, "Oh, I wouldn't throw a penny at that thing. 83 raw water cooled. Oh my gosh, it's just rotten on the inside. It's just gonna fail. I wouldn't throw a penny at it." So, okay, so that's their opinion. And then I said, "Well, could you just see if you have a high pressure injection pump in stock?" And so the guy said, "Well, let me look." So, nope. Are there any in Seattle? Nope. Are there any in the Northwest? Nope. There are 6 in Atlanta. So I'm a support boat on the canoe journey in 2 weeks. So this is my bad for putting this off. So, to overnight express it out here would be probably $200. So now we're up to $1,200. And it has to be shimmed and timed. And it has a puller to remove it, apparently, according to the manual. I'm not sure I'm up for that. So I've been trying to find somebody to come over here to the marina, because the boat really can't go anywhere. I mean, I guess it could try and sail out of the marina, but wow, that's fraught with peril. Without an engine, you're kind of stuck. So anyway, that's plan A, is to overnight express a high pressure injection pump, and then have somebody come down here and install it. Who knows what they're doing? Assuming that's what the problem is. So it almost starts, but there's just no fuel getting up to the injectors, apparently. So, okay, so that's plan A. Plan B, the guy I talked to, who I liked, he was a straight shooter. He said, so I would replace that engine. And so I said, well, what would you replace it with? He said, well, we sell Yanmars, but honestly, I would replace it with, if it was me, a Beta Marine, a Kubota-based engine. And they make an equivalent engine. And conveniently enough, the Northwest warehouse for those things is up in Port Townsend. So I said, so how much would that be? And he said, well, the engine's about $10,500. And then he said, you know, because it's a sailboat, and how they usually do sailboats is they build the interior, they install the engine, then they attach the top deck and screw it down and glue it down. And so it's really difficult to remove the engine after the fact. So he said, I budget 100 hours for the complete installation, removing the old engine and installing the new. 100 hours. So that is an additional $12,000. I'm still in shock with those numbers. Okay, so that was plan B. Now that's the ideal plan. Now, 2 weeks, 100 hours. There aren't 100 hours left before the canoe training. So, that may be the ultimate plan. Plan C would be to probably order the pump, knowing that it couldn't be installed in time, the injection pump for the Yanmar, but keep the Yanmar, and mount a outboard bracket on the back of the boat and stick an outboard back there, and thus we have mobility, and we could do the canoe journey, frankly, with the outboard. So to do that in a sort of an ideal way, you'd want about a 9.9 horse long shaft outboard with a very sturdy bracket, because those outboards are about 130 pounds. So there's Suzuki makes kind of a cool 9.9. It's fuel injected. Yes. Has all kinds of nice features, includes the fuel tank, but not the bracket, of course. And with the bracket, so that comes to like $3,400. A cheap alternative of that, and the beauty of that is it's electric start, and it'll start great. It's a new engine, and it's fuel injected, and it's 4-stroke. So a buddy of mine has a Mercury 2-stroke pull start that he's willing to loan me, or sell me, or give me, I don't know what. I'll buy it from him if I do that. So I could get a bracket, mount it, and then put the Mercury on there. That would be cheap. That, I don't know. We'll see. So that's the outboard option. And the holes are easy to fill later, you know. Plan D is to get rid of the Yanmar and replace it with an electric drive. That's kind of a cool idea. More research is needed, but there's a place in Seattle that does those things called Boat Electric. So very clean, very green, maybe, I don't know. So that's plan D. Yeah, oh my goodness. So tomorrow's Monday, so I think I'll go ahead and order one of those $1,000 injection pumps, and then find somebody to come and install it. And hopefully I would just then not have to mount a bracket, drill holes in the back of the boat, deal with an outboard. I'm not big on Craigslist, so I'm not, oh, I'll just sell it on Craigslist afterwards, Well, yeah, I just haven't gone that route before. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So you want to see the engine? It looks pretty ugly, and I don't know if we can even see it anyway. There it is. See, it's pretty ugly. Oh, little rust and crap, Here's the drive shaft down there, and the stuffing box. It's a dripless, so that's, I've made a few investments over time, but that little piece of rusty machinery, including the transmission, $10,500. Is that just freaking amazing? Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. So I'm just trying to dry off here. I got totally soaked washing the boat. I kind of get into it. Smoking some of Ahmad's mixed flake. It's good. Robust. In a kind of a no-name, made in London, England, is the only stamp on it. Nice size. Kind of like that half-bent shape. So thinking of my first world boat problem, I spent part of the day with a friend of mine who's 91, and it just kind of makes you think you need to do things while you can. So, and not wait too long. Somebody's running fresh water through their two-stroke up there. Yeah, so you have to do things while you can, and while you still want to. I mean, maybe that's as important. So, he just can't do anything anymore. And he's all by himself, and it's just like, wow, quality of life not that good. But he's got durability, so he'll be around for a long time, probably, So yeah, you got to do things while you can. And find out what you like, Do you like sailing? Go sailing. I'm hoping that, this boat is ready to go when I retire. And so I'll do a little extended cruising. That's the plan. We'll see.